Hello again, Keith Loki back with another episode of the Colony. This is going to be episode, I believe 25. And in this one we're going to be showing off a few actual new parts from Rover Dude. Some of them might actually be ones that have just finally been moved into the colonization tab, or new and complete order. This one is the strip miner. It's gigantic, comparable to the other drills. It allows you to pull 120 charge per second, but max output is one dirt a second. Okay, that one might be actually screwy, or I might just be reading it wrong. But yeah, that's one that I believe was moved into here. But this is a new drill. Oh, come on. This one, we usually had the water, minerals, and metallic ore substrate and uranite, but now we have the gypsum, dirt, and hydrates. Once we get to Minimus, I'll talk a bit more in length about some of the other updated parts, but we also have the Crush-O-Matic, which is a portable extractor. It will allow us to create fertilizer, which in the recent update was something that Rover Dude has been talking about for a few updates, giving a end-of-the-line production for fertilizer instead of having to ship it out there, which is one of the big limitations. And then we have another one for it will break down hydrates and produce water, which if you have a water miner, it's pretty much useless. But then we have the portable strip miner, which is just a little tiny baby version of the big one, but it will give you the dirt that is used in that, because this will or no, not that one. If you input dirt into the sifter, that was what was wrong with the base I had priorly. I didn't actually include any dirt drills, so the sifters were useless technically. But then we have those, and then we also have this new Regalis shifter. It's an industrial grade version, one that you will only need in really large bases, but it also allows you to turn dirt into recyclables, fertilizer, and recyclable. Wait, what's that top one? Okay, so it allows you to create I don't understand that first one, but it will create fertilizer for you at a better rate than the smaller one, because it uses 0.22 machinery per day, but this one uses 0.2. It will turn hydrates into water, and it has storage for the dirt that you're going to be using. And then else was added? Nothing item-wise, but in this video we're actually going to go ahead and I was able to fix the issue we had priorly with in I think the teens we had an issue with not being able to find exotic resources and rare metals, or the exotic and rare resources, just say that. I wasn't able to find those, which caused me issues with just having an abandoned craft on the planet, and it's still there. I can't actually do anything with it anymore because I don't remember what happened to it. Either the engine got blown up or something else happened to it. But I tried to... I need to turn on my mouse locking software. There we go. I tried to recover it and try and fly it to a new area that actually has both resources, but it was less than successful. So we want to go for, there we go. So this will have storage for 20. It's going to be pretty much exactly like the craft we had before. It's just we now need to replace it there. So that, no, come on, click on. And this might be one of the last videos that I end up having, well, not one of the last videos, I mean in the sense of one of my last videos that has this resolution, because I've been getting to the point where I'm getting a little bit frustrated with the lack of just good, not good, the issue with the videos separating when they get finished saving into two separate files is linked to the whole amount of data that is being saved. So 3.8 is the max size for some videos, which personally frustrates me to no end. I don't know why. There's been a couple of posts I looked into, but I never actually put into into effect to try and resolve that issue. Right now I'm just using a simple movie editor, because I had what's your project something, I can't remember the name of the software, but I ended up stopped using it because it was getting to the point where I couldn't even use my computer with it, because it was just eating up all my RAM, and I wasn't using the software Power Director. That's what it's called. I need to open the door. It's getting warm in here. But I was using Power Director, which is most likely a good program if you're actually using it for high rate production, but I'm not really doing that much. I don't need transitions right now. Maybe in future videos if I start doing like stupid transitions from one scene to the other or what have you. But currently I don't really need to do that stuff. So I decided to just switch back to Windows Movie Maker, and how horrible that sounds, I was able to get it working to the point where it isn't crap. The bitrate I had to turn up and all that, and it takes probably about 4 to 5 hours for it to render. But it doesn't eat up, well, the prior program didn't eat up my RAM, it just slowed down my computer. I don't know why. It's another thing I'd like to answer to, but I doubt I'll find one. I need to double check if these drills are correct. So I don't want to get there and find out, oh, these drills do not actually mine what you're looking for. Yeah, exotic minerals and rare metals, and ore and dirt. And we're also going to need some solar panels. What is the power use on these? 2 a second, 15 a second. So yeah, those would be fine. But we also need to double check the radiators, because if we don't have enough radiation power, we're going to be screwed over. Max cooling core heat transfer 250. These drills generate. Okay, we're gonna put the big bad boys on this because I don't want to have to deal with these being all screwed up. And then on the sides we will go ahead and put the Gigantor, and we'll rotate them just for good looks. Oh shoot. Come on. So we have those both on, and we will throw a little bit of power, extra power on this, because I don't want to end up out there and not have the power supply we need. Even though this is going to be something small time, nothing. If we need a little bit of power from these, we can use them, but, or not a little bit of power, a little bit of these resources from them to save us from wasting a ton of stuff in other methods, or a ton of minerals and metal ores to produce this stuff. We'll be fine. And maybe we can even throw one of these on. Next cargo. I don't know if it has this in them. Yeah, we might as well put one of those on just for shits and giggles. So, this is the craft. It has a delta V of 17:63, but a really low thrust to weight ratio. Might as well actually stop. Throw on 4 of those just to bump it up a bit, because I don't want to end up getting there and then crashing into the planet. Put one of these on, and then we'll put on, with the designs I've been going with, it's been kinda wasteful, so I don't think we're going to need too much stuff on this. There we go. And another one of these. And now, wait, we have a sub-assembly. First stage. Yeah, we're going to use this. So yeah, that should push us up to the atmosphere. Or out of the atmosphere and possibly into orbit. Exotic and rare miner. So, we have this all set up, and with the inclusion of this on the top, I don't know if I want to include one of those reactors just for good measure. We are going to actually include some small solar panels though, so we don't want to end up getting there and be screwed over. Like, we could add one of these, but if we put it up there, it'll be gobbled by this frigging... Yeah, we're just going to go for it. Don't matter. So we're going to try this craft. Save and launch. With it, we should be able to get the Atmo, or out of the Atmo and into a stable orbit. God, I hate that loading pause. Okay, so we're going to save that RCS. And we're going to turn off surface. So, between videos, I looked a bit more into the new updates and all that. And we have colony logistics now, which I will get more into once you get to the planet and get this landed. This video might be longer or short. Well, it's probably already going to be longer because I did talk a bit about some stuff. But we have the orbital logistics, which we're used to. The USI colony, which... Oh, I gotta pay a better attention to that. The USI colony, which I still don't know. I posted on the forums asking about the USI colony, and I don't think I've gotten a reply yet. That was probably about 20-30 minutes ago. But I am going to check into that, because I would really like to know what geology, botany, and the colonization points mean about, because it's a statistics page. Not fully explained yet, and the wiki page is being worked on. But with the logistics page, as I said, I'll check into that, or I'll explain that on the planet. You already seen this quite a bit, where it's production, consumption, balance, and resources, and also base site. Right now we are piling through our solid rocket fuel. Come on. We should be able to get up to at least 70. I don't think we're going to burn up from this. I hope not, at least. Let's roll over just a little bit. There we go. Oh, thank God. I thought that was going to blow the main tank up. But we're going to roll for a bit. I also uninstalled Better Time Warp just because I felt it was causing issues, and I don't think I'd ever find a real time to use it. Worst comes to worst, ships crashing into the planet. Most likely, even with it at half time or a fifth of the normal speed, it's still gonna happen with me. I'm no Scott Manley. I'm just a budding rocket enthusiast. I'm using those friggin' water rockets you used to have as kids, pretty much. That's pretty much my expertise. Come on, just quit rolling. You're pulling a friggin' Adele. Okay, so we are now almost in orbit. Those two reactors should supply us with enough for all these in case the solar panels don't. We'll probably just turn on one and then turn on the other in, I think, like 20 years maybe? And I think I accidentally turned off, there we go. Yeah. I don't know how many times I've done that where I've turned off that little sensor thing, or a little target designator. What? No, 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 no. Oh, you little whore. Okay, so this might be Foobard. Come on. Just keep rotating. Maybe not. We should be able to save this, because we do have 2,000 newtons of thrust in this. Yeah, we're gonna save this. Start pulling the Apo up. Yeah, it's going back up decent. Want to get up to like 10 seconds. We are wasting a bit of fuel doing this. I should really turn off that so it stops trying to pull itself back. but it will give us more time to finishing our circularization maneuver. We're at 12 seconds now, more than enough. That should give us enough time to get into a circle and pour myself another bottle of wine. Or glass of wine, not bottle. And we're at 330. We still have about a third of a tank. Come on. I really need to get a better webcam. This thing is... No, it's my lighting. As soon as I did that, it got a little bit better. And we're at good orbit. I'm actually going to try and fix that right now. Too far that way. Too far that way. Yeah, it's the lighting. I'll have to get either a cover for that light or... I don't know. I'll figure it out. Either that or get a different source of light for this. And we actually came into a nice maneuver point. Oh, frig off, man. You're always fucking screwing shit up. And I have to do a maneuver here. One. There we go. We'll just take that one. See if we can get a bet. No. Come on. What is the distance on it? Okay, we're going to have to move it over here. We're going to have to take that one we found, because we're not in the most favorable of orbits. So we need to move towards that maneuver. It's in 3 minutes and 41 seconds, and we only have so much fuel left in that stage. Abandon that one, because we have enough, just enough actually, 1 second of delta V extra. So this last stage is gonna have to do us. Ooh. We could deactivate these twitch engines and wait till they're needed. Actually, we're gonna do that right now, because that will give us about an extra 300 delta V, and we will only need them when it hits the wire. We can use them on our descent. Because right now, if we use them, they're just going to eat up a bunch of extra fuel that we do not need to use. We'll wait till 37 seconds just to see what... Ooh, we're falling behind a fair bit. It is what it is. It's not a terrible difference, but it is a difference. We should be fine with that. I'm just gonna check where those messages were. They were nothing, just random messages. I'll check them after we're done. Nothing important. But yeah, with this new update, in the prior video or two, I was trying to make heads or tails of it, and I didn't think it was that big of a thing. I thought it was just another adding new parts and adding gypsum and hydrates and closing the cycle for fertilizer. I did not even understand what this USI planetary logistics thing was. It just was a big, nice surprise when I saw it explained on the forums. Okay, so no, we're going the wrong way. Okay, actually just wait there. We can use Can we use that? Okay, no we can't. Oh, no we can. There we go. It was a nice little surprise learning that it wasn't just another bug fixing mainly update. It was something that will be quite useful for planetary bases. On our way over there, I'll actually speak about it a little bit. So on top of my craft, I put that logistics thing on it. And there's also a logistics vehicle, meaning we can park that beside any base also. That doesn't have one of these, and I don't have the resources, or I'm too lazy to send an actually full craft with it and pipe it up. But right now, out of my 3 and 3 of minerals and water and metallic ore and substrate crafts, one of them each has a logistics little donut on it. Meaning when it gets to, I believe, 2/3 to like 3/4 of the way full on the logistics module, not the full craft, just the logistics module, it will then send its resources to imaginary storage base inside the planet, kind of like asteroids, where it has like hollowed out areas on a planet. At least that's my idea behind, or my thought behind it, that allow mass storage of those resources instead of just stopping. But the main issue with it right now is you have to be concentrating on the craft for it to function properly, or for it to count those resources. Come on. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a weird orbit. We'll have to rectify that once we get back into the sphere of influence of the planet. But it, as I was saying, the logistics planetary monitor will just allow any craft that has logistics base with access to all these. I can go to that craft, open us up, or just access it, and as long as it has the donut with substrate metal ore, water, and minerals on it, it will then pull half the tank full, and then I can pull that stuff out, put it into a new tank that's around there, so I could put down 2 65k containers, or a 65k container of substrate and a 65k tank of water, pump it all out over time, or not over time, in a quick amount of time, and it will keep pulling from this mass stockhold. And I want to not have to worry about that running out. And I assume with other resources it also works, because I only have those 2 places down with these 4 resources being pumped into it. So I assume supplies, material kits, liquid fuel, and oxidizer. I have seen a few posts that liquid fuel is pulled, but oxidizer isn't pulled. It's just a nice big little... It's a small thing that turns into a big thing in the long term. And I've actually, reading into some of the posts, and even Rover said a lot of people are trying to go for the end game right away, which I have been doing. So most likely I'm going to be slowing down and making different settlements. Instead of having one settlement for everything, it's going to be multiple settlements. Like one settlement's going to have supply kit, or supplies being made, which then will supply all the other settlements from there, and then from there I'll go ahead and start producing material kits at another base that can pull their supplies they need from one area. I might even include a little bit of supply production there just to be safe, and I do not have enough thrust, but it doesn't matter. We're far enough out, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'll end up hopefully setting up everything so it actually equals out. What is going on? What is this purple one? Oh, I'm looking at the orange one. That's what I'm supposed to be looking at. That green one was spooking me. But it will just allow me to make easier production decisions instead of having everything mashed together in a horrible manner. So we want to balloon you out, and then we want to go down. We want a more normal orbit. Let's go for a really low orbit. It's the best we're going to do right now. So we'll start thrusting towards our goal. Not thrusting towards our goal, I mean warping towards our goal. But yeah, I should have really looked into that sooner, because it is a nice little improvement. Like, I skirted over the update and was like, oh, this looks so cool and all that, but or no, it was, I looked at the prior update and then came upon this one. I looked into the forum post, or the forum post for colonization, and everyone was talking about new stuff and all that, so I double checked and saw that Rover Dude updated again. I was like, I gotta check this out, see what it is, and it turned out to be a nice little update. Like, the main thing I was worried about in every single base was the fact of not being able to make fertilizer. I can go back to my craft, and I started thrusting too late. It's no biggie, but it will mean our not really decided orbit, just my picked orbit will be a bit off. And we need to figure out where exotic minerals are. That one right there. Let's see, rare minerals. Nothing there. Exotic minerals. Rare minerals. Okay, we need to find somewhere where they're most likely not going to be in the same area. No ifs and or buts about that. We might have to send down 2 crafts to get an efficient amount, but in all reality, we won't most likely need a large amount of these resources. Just enough to supplement our base's supply. Because right now their main use is... it's actually negligible, because we can create these resources from other resources. But, albeit, I would like to have a little bit of production on the planet of it. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a few minutes of just me doing this over and over and over again. Rare metals. Nothing there. Where was that other place I was looking at? It was just west of it. Okay, it was right here. So, that one's there. So we have exotic minerals, and we want to figure out where rare metals are. Exotic minerals. Rare metals. Exotic minerals. Okay, so right there. And it's coming up on it, actually. So we're going to quick save, just to be safe. And we're going to go ahead and I think this one's the one we need to go to. We're going to land, where else? Right in here. Yeah, right here. We might only get a small amount of production on it, but I prefer a small amount than no production. Because in the other base, we had no production. So we have the orbit decreased to that point. Now we just need to, well, our inclination to move to that point, but not our orbit decrease to that point. Oh yeah, we're going to turn this on. Trajectories mod. So this is going to denote where we actually land. We want it right about there. Exotic minerals, rare minerals. Now we need to go to the normal, because we went normal to bring it up, because I think we're in a different orbit than as usual. At least I think. No, I was wrong. No, stop. Should really stop trying to figure out orbital mechanics when I'm drinking wine. Okay, right about there. Let's double check. So we have exotic minerals. Okay, what's the rare metals amount there? Exotic minerals, rare metals. Okay, we're gonna land right there. I don't care if it's not a great amount for them, but we just want, I really hope that is a flat area. Whoa, settle down, craft. What are you doing? Just going all batshit crazy. Yeah, we should be landing in a relatively flat zone. Well, relatively speaking, because there's all this area over here. As long as we land in an area... Oh yeah, we're heading that way. As long as we land in an area that we can actually land, we're fine. So... I should actually be projecting this up a little bit, because I'm going to actually have to end up de-thrusting a bit. I forgot about including that into my maneuver, because if I end up not including that, I'm going to end up... okay, so we'll turn those on also. Okay, so we have... meter on surface, 3.5 meter, or a million, or 3,500 meters, and we're able to drop a fair bit in a couple seconds. Yeah, we should be fine, hopefully. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, we should be fine. If not, our landing legs will break any fall we have. Yeah, we're good. We might have to do a few not orbital hops, just flight hops. But that's nothing really. All we're gonna have to do is head a bit over that way. Okay, come on, just stop. Now, we want to go ahead and extend these, or at least one radiator for now, because we're going to actually have to test out, get a taste of the terrain. A very, very, very small amount. Let's actually check out the station manager. It's going to take 69 days for rare metals to fill up, and it's going to take 984 for... Yeah, we're going to go ahead and retract everything, because I would prefer these to be closer to each other. Okay, so, where are we landing? You want to go... Okay, we're going to have to try and figure out... Yeah, we're going to head just a little bit north. We're going to check out exotic minerals. No, wait, what was the one that we were not gaining any of? Rare minerals? I don't remember. Rare metals. Okay, so let's double check this real quick. So that goes pretty far over. Let's put our finger there. Yeah, let's head a bit east. No, that is west. My east, the nav ball's west. Okay. No, that's going to equal nothing for us. So we want to now go a bit south. Okay, we're just going to have to land and accept our fate with this. We're most likely, in between videos, I'll bring down another miner. I'll land this one here for now, and in future videos I will go ahead and land miners in different areas just so we get a better concentration of it. But right now there's not really much we're going to be able to do with it because they don't overlap very much. They overlap a small amount, but not to the point where it's useful. If we need the stuff, we can drop 20k if they're full onto the base, but right now it's pretty much so low of a concentration that we will only be able to drop maybe 20k of one and maybe 5k of the other. We're almost at the surface. Well, 250 meters off the surface. But yeah, the whole colony logistics thing and some of the other stuff that was implemented in this, it's a nice improvement to see. I really am happy to have the ability to dump everything in the planet, because that's the main reason I went for the asteroid. The ability to just fill it with fuel, and if I wanted to, take some of his mods for the, or parts for the art thing, take the GIMP, or PNG file I mean, and alter it in GIMP or Photoshop or whatever program I wanted to use, and just turn the color to whatever, say, he has for uranium. Turn it to a deep red hue, and then use that use the asteroid as a storage for uranium. I could get multiple asteroids and store them in minimus orbit and not have to worry about storage. But now with the planet, I can store it all in there. I could build a logistics base with storage for everything and not have to worry about running out of stuff anymore, because that's the main concern with these bases, is you run out of resources. Am I at a place that is a bad place to land? Come on, stop rocking. Okay, we'll start up those reactors. Oh yeah, I forgot those are also going to take away from the radiators. Oh, and I actually forgot that these I have more than one drill. But yeah, these drills, they might actually be able to handle the load that is put upon them. And the reactors are running at a very small load, but we will extend those panels just so during the day the reactors will go down a little bit and they won't use as much. And it's not much better here. It might actually be even a bit worse. It's not terrible, the area we're at, but it's the best we're going to do with one craft. We're most likely going to have to bring down 2 crafts for this stuff. Without 2 crafts, then they're just not going to harvest very well. We'll actually double check the base site resources. So 7 days for rare metals and 221 days for exotic minerals. It's not as bad. So we have this thing actually set up, unlike the other one that we had. And I should actually deploy this. See if we can actually get some into the resource. I highly doubt it will end up rolling over very quickly. We're most likely going to end up using some of our enriched uranium for this. Yeah, we're not going to see this very soon. So I'm just going to stop that there. But we now have this set up. We've looked a bit more into harvesting resources, which is a nice, or storing resources actually, which is a nice change to this whole mod pack. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. If you like the video, leave a like. If you dislike the video, leave a dislike and a comment. I'd love to hear from you and get information on why you disliked the video. And if you did like the video and you want to see future updates, I update Monday to Friday, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are usually episodes for the colony, and Saturdays are usually updates for challenges if I find one that I feel like doing. And I thank you for watching. My name's Keith Loki, and you have a good night.